Well, it's been a while, but we're back. We're back, everybody. Welcome. And yeah, GP4 OC is finally back. Some things happened at which I'm not at liberty to say, really. The channel was deleted, but now is back. And most importantly, we're back with what you guys love to see here, which is racing. We are underway in the second half of the season already. Last time out at Silverstone, Luca Farina began the second half of the season just like he began the first half with a victory, moving himself back up to third in the standings, while Aaron Curtis continued his podium streak, finished third on the podium for a third time in a row, and extended his championship lead to 20 points. Now we have 6 races to go. We've arrived here for round 8 at the Hungaroring here in Hungary. Hello there, guys. I'm Robert Ionescu, your commentator today, and alongside me is Daniel Darabos. Hello.
Hello there, and good evening, everybody.
All right. How are you feeling after to be seeing the OC back after all this time?
Of course, I'm happy for the OC to be back, and yeah,
It might have felt like just a little while. It might have been just a little while, but for some people, it might have felt like forever. So it's finally
yeah,
good to be back
yeah,
here.
it felt like forever for me,
Yeah.
especially with 2 broken legs, of course.
Oh well.
Now,
Let's
yeah,
hope you can get better soon.
yeah,
Before we
that
get on with
happened
the session, I want to ask you, Danny, what did you think of that last race at Silverstone?
last race. Well, it was interesting for sure, and
I think,
good for Luca
yeah,
Farina, of course.
I think it was
She's
incredible. There were battles all over the pack, and it was quite something. But now we're turning over a new page in the history of this season, and there's so many things that could change. First up, let's get going with this qualifying session here in Hungaroring. Where's the weather going to be like? It is going to be bone dry,
right.
so the wet weather has decided to stay away from us for the time being. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the chat. Laura says the channel wasn't deleted. Flo just forgot the password locked out. Well, that's funny. But in any case, here we go. Last time out at Silverstone, of course, the session was marred by some mixed conditions. Now it's not going to be the case. It's a 4-run shootout with all the drivers in it. The pole position, of course. Are we going to get a last minute pole sitter once again? Or is it going to be someone different? Don't forget, Aaron Curtis was on the podium, not on the podium, sorry, on the pole position here 2 seasons ago when he took his second pole position, but his race didn't go quite to plan because he got warped down the first corner. So he'll be hoping he
Yeah,
can do better than he did 2 seasons ago. Speaking of him, he is going out on track, but so is Nicolas Zerbach. He's gone out first. And there we go. Zorbach's season hasn't been the greatest in the world, I'm afraid.
yeah,
He is currently in a P19 in the standings, having only scored once in Austria, his favorite track as a matter of fact. At Silverstone, he could have been looking good early on until he got involved in a collision at Stowe with just Felix Suto. And it wasn't his fault, but because of that collision, he lost all chance he had of points.
well, it hasn't been the luckiest season of his as well.
Okay, I'm back. I think I got a
Okay,
complaint of talking too loudly. Hopefully, I'm not talking too loud for you guys.
it was okay.
Alright. Well, in any case, Zerbach is getting ready to begin his first flying lap of the day. He is not going to have any traffic on this one, so here we go. Through the long right-hander, turn 14. Garant that throw nice and early, and launching his lap onto the front straight he goes. Probably the only real overtaking opportunity come race day. There's also turn
Yeah,
2, but that's about it. And yeah, there goes Zorbach. Nice and early exit. Didn't go too aggressive on the curb there to avoid running too much on the apex. Turn 2 is very, very interesting. It keeps on going for like forever, and then go flat out down the hill into 3. Carry up that speed and build it up. You go up the hill into a blind apex left-hander of 4. 21.0 in the first sector for Zorbach. Don't get too fast. Don't want to touch that curb. That pavement is gonna absolutely wreck you. And Zerbach has crashed there in the race a few seasons ago. This gives her a turn 6 and 7 chicane. Can't take a lot of curb, it's deceptive. Can gain a lot of momentum here and time. As now it goes through this section of corners for 9. Now in towards 10, which is flat out. 11 is not quite flat out, but it's very key. Don't go too wide. Maximize all the grip you can. 101.4 in the middle sector. Hard braking, so turn 12 is up next. And you get back on the throttle immediately because 13, the 180-degree hairpin, is up next. It feels like it never ends, and might as well never do. 14 is the last corner left, and it's just like 13, but the other way around. Get on the throttle nice and early, that rounds off your lap. Zerbach sets a 1 minute 25.8. Go fastest of one car so far. Kurz goes second, and Henry Watson will be next to cross the line. He goes to the top now by 9/10 of a second. Gabriel Quintino goes into fourth. Second, sorry, into fourth. I said earlier, but he goes into second. Just for Suto goes
Wow.
fifth. Luca Farina goes fifth. Hento Sinonome is up next. Where is he going to place himself? He's got Hamid
Last.
behind him. Yeah, he went seventh.
Hamid's
Hamid goes
in
eighth.
last now.
Lorenzo Tomaselli is up next. What's he got in the tank? He's got P7. Ruslan Pratsuk is up next. He's been on pole a couple of times this season, and that P4 finish in Silverstone sure helped him a bit. Now he goes third quickest. Joe Larson went second. Adam Chobot
Chobot
goes on
first.
personal pole. He needed that
Graf
one.
fourth. Skillen
Yeah,
fourth now. Cal Burns. Let's
Burns is getting
see.
a sent to a
12th.
lap. P12 Roman
Patel.
Patel is up next. That's a bad one. He's
Yeah.
16th. Perinian goes
Perinen.
14th. Could have said 15th.
Brosser
Brosser
9th.
9th.
That's pretty okay.
Yeah,
Andre Olli
Primus
5th.
next.
Walding 18th. And
Burns
Nguyen.
last car left. It's not a good lap. It's only P13. So it
Yeah.
looks like after the first round, Adam Chobot, whose form was dropping the last few races, is now back on the top step. And yeah, he's on provisional pole right now. Chobot had a very strong start to the season with P4, P2, and P2 in the first 3 races. In Spain, he wasn't too lucky, but then his form pretty much dropped off. The only points he scored ever since Spain were a pair of 7th places, and he's now 30 points down on the championship leader, 6 races to go. It's still possible for Chobot to win the title, of course. It's possible for anybody, for everybody, really. With
Yeah.
I mean, the last in the standings is only 89 points down on Curtis, so mathematically, everybody can still win this championship. It'll be the
Yeah,
same case
mathematically
after
everybody,
this race
but
as well.
technically not really.
I mean, it can never be over until it's over. So don't forget,
That's
2 seasons
true, yeah.
ago we had 18 people. No, we had 20 people in the championship hunt up until the penultimate race. So this is quite something indeed. Broster is coming into the pits. Not the greatest first lap there. He's been outpaced by his teammate by only just. Gillespie is also coming into the pits in the meantime. And also in the news, I'm sure you've heard, but for rather obvious reasons, the Russian Grand Prix has been kicked off the GP4 OC for this season.
Yeah,
For the
let's not
next
talk
season, I
about
mean.
that too
It
much.
already happened this. No, it didn't already happen this season, but it has been kicked off the calendar, so. But in any
Yeah,
case, uh, yeah, what else I going to say? It hasn't already happened, has it? I'm just being an idiot. In any case, it's off the calendar and whatever. Watzel, I think that's a very good lap. He put himself in second place. But Trouble just did one better than him, and Henry Watson, I think he definitely needed that lap.
by
He's,
the way, Rob, no, it haven't happened yet.
yeah, sorry, I just was losing my train of thought for a second. Anyway, Watzel is on a point scoring streak right now, but none of his points finishes have been decent. He finished 10th, he finished 8th, he finished 10th, he finished 7th, and he finished 9th. So he hasn't
Yeah.
got a lot of points per race, has Henry Watzel. But if he can get second tomorrow, assuming he qualifies there and stays there, he'll be gaining a lot of points. He'll
Yeah.
be he'll be he'll be gaining more points in tomorrow's race than he's gotten the rest of the season already if he were to finish
Yeah.
second tomorrow. But anyway, Gabriel Quintino is out on track, and don't forget, uh, Watzel finishing second tomorrow's race is by no means guaranteed. Plenty of things can happen, And
Yeah.
we've seen the poster get taken out on the first corner, or the first lap of the Hungaroring before.
Yeah,
I'm not
let's
saying
hope
this
that
is a
doesn't
bad
happen.
omen. I'm not saying this is a bad omen for anybody. What I'm saying is that this circuit can be very unpredictable. The design may look a little bit monotonous and boring, but plenty of things can happen here. Over the years in GP2, we had some very, very entertaining races. This track may be called Monaco without the barriers, but it's quite deceptive. As Gabo Contino will be beginning his second lap. Currently in P7 in this session, and I'll give you the mic.
Mm. Well, I don't really have to say anything, to be honest. I don't really have anything to say.
I
Let's
want
see
you,
this lap.
yeah,
He's in
I
turn
gave you the
one.
mic so you could commentate through the lap. That's what I meant.
Yeah, okay. Turn 1A, of course. Then into turn 2, the long sweeping left. Then into this right. And
He's
then
down.
the Mansell, yeah, he's down. Now, as Rob said before, you don't want to touch the curb here. Well, his fourth is down. I don't think this lap will be good enough, but we have to wait and see, of
No,
course.
definitely not. Sector 1 is the simplest one. It's just three corners. If you lose
Yeah,
4 tenths on your personal best in sector 1, your lap is already atrocious.
well, probably yes. Well, he's gained back a bit, I think, but yeah.
It's not gonna be enough, I don't think so. Mayor clawed back 2 tenths, but I don't see him gaining back another 2. And he went a little bit hesitant into turn 13. Looked like
Yeah,
he might have had not I wouldn't say understeer, but I think he wasn't confident enough on the brakes. And Garbo Contino is going to finish his lap. What is he going to do about it? He's lost
yes,
actually.
sixth
I
and
think he
two
gained.
tenths again
Right.
lost. So yeah, that's a terrible lap, but
Curtis's lap wasn't too terrible, but he wasn't able to improve either
yeah,
way.
he wasn't
He's
able
in
to improve.
11th. Zerbach has improved though. He's gone up into 5th place. That's a good lap.
That's a good
Half
lap,
a
yeah.
second or some though from Luca Farina on the back straight. And Tomaselli has improved as well. Adam Chabot
What?
has
So,
not improved.
no.
Watzel hasn't improved either, but just Ferg Suto has improved
Fifth,
and got up into
ninth.
9th place. Yes, Dennis
Then
Graff
it's
is up next
Graf,
across the line. What is he going to do? Double poster this
not
season?
enough.
No, he's not.
No.
2 tenths down like
Kulasec
his
is on an
teammate.
improvement and he goes 12th.
Yes, for some
Brotsyuk,
parts here goes
6th, that's pretty
P6.
good.
Joe
Watterson,
Larson is up next to cross the line.
no.
He doesn't improve, but watch for his Santos Sinonome. He might improve on this one. He does.
Ninth,
To 9th place. Great
Broster,
effort.
doesn't look like it.
Roster
Nguyen on an
lost time
improvement.
in the third sector. Meanwhile, the former championship winner Harman Nguyen, I think he definitely needs an improvement here. He's 20 points down, and now he's
13th,
gonna be
well, he'll be
13th. He's in front
disappointed
of
with the.
30
Oh,
this
Patel goes 5th.
same time
Burns
as
is
his former
holding up
team. No,
someone,
not the
but
same
he's
time.
on an
Sorry, not
improvement.
the same time as Skillen. Just a little bit slower.
17th.
Speaking of Skillen, he was impeded there. Burns improved by only up to 17th. And Curtis is out of the top 10 right now. To add the insult to injury, Nguyen is in front of him. Hamid can improve on his lap. What
Yeah.
about the next car? I don't think there's actually a next car. I'm just being silly. No, there is actually a next
Andrew
car.
is.
You know, Androli, but I don't see him improving. His teammate Ben Zwalliger hasn't gone out, I believe. But in any case, here goes Androli finishing his lap. He did
Oh,
improve actually. He goes
4th.
up into 4th place. Found some extra time in S3 that I know was not coming.
Perinan. The Wolof.
Yeah, he's gone up into 12th place. Narrowed that lap. And that is about everybody done for this second run. Wallinger hasn't had his second run yet, but he will have it, of course. Kyle Burns, meanwhile, is still holding up skill in big time. Can we talk about Burns a little bit if you like? Because in the last few races, he's woken up, I guess, a little bit. In, in Austria, obviously, he took a brilliant win.
Well, yeah.
In Silverstone, he qualified well, and he was in the contention for the win for a long time. In the last few laps, after it became clear that Farina was going to win the race, Burns was trying hard to hold on to second. He got overtaken, and after that, he made some mistakes as well, and ended up in P5 at the end of it all.
Well, yeah, compared to his
But,
last two
but
races,
I, I'm sure
this is
Silverstone
pretty
hasn't quite gone to
disappointing.
plan, But I know somebody in the chat predicted Burns would only score points twice this season. Well, we're halfway down at the season and he's already passed that mark. So Kyle Burns definitely surpassing expectations this season. I think he's been on a very good run of form ever since that win in Austria. Mistakes in Britain ignored because even with those mistakes, he still got P5, which is better than anything he did before Austria. So Kyle Burns, uh, I'm sure he is on a lot of momentum right now, and he
Meanwhile,
wants to
Waldinger is
maximize
out.
on it. Yeah, but Burns right now is P18 on the grid, so he's gonna have some work to do to make sure he can keep that momentum going. Now Ben
Indeed.
Swaliger is out in his home race, and he's on the back row at the minute, so a home field advantage. Now doing him a lot of favors right now for the Hungarian
Yeah.
driver.
And he hasn't been having the best season either, 21st in the championship.
Yeah, he's only scored points in at the Nürburgring with P9 and at Portimao with P7. Ever since then, he didn't score a single point, and he also retired in Silverstone after some pretty crazy things happened in,
Yeah.
in the early stages of the race, especially in the last sector. Man, that race was chaotic. Anyway, he's begun his third lap, and he's gonna be getting impeded by anybody. There's Sonoma in front of him, but he's not
I
close enough
don't
to the
think
column
so.
to get any dirty air, so Waldinger should
Yeah.
be okay with his lap as long as he can make it a good one. Hamid
Let's
hasn't
see
gone
what he
out
does in
yet.
the first sector. It will be
Yes,
important.
yes, indeed. So, looked a little tentative on the exit of two, but
Yeah.
carrying a lot of confidence into three. Even if these cars less downforce, he's taking it flat, no problem. Into first sector, he's
And
still
he's
a half
improving.
tenth up. This is big. Let's see how much he can keep the momentum up in sector two. The 2 tenths up in the first sector, which, like I said, doesn't have a lot of stuff. It's quite big. Sector one has three corners. Sector three has three corners. Sector 2 has well, a lot of corners. If you do the math on that, it's 8 corners that Sector 2 has. So yeah, Sector 2's got more corners than the other two sectors combined, which is why the lap time you gain in Sector 2 is key. And Volliger has gained a further 3 tenths in the middle
Tense.
sector. This could be very, very big if you know. And let's ignore the fact that his personal best was 2.3 seconds down. You could still gain a few positions if you just had good enough third sector, but we'll see. Maybe he can get
See.
himself into the top 18 or something like that. What is Wagner going to do as he crosses the line here? He's got
Let's
19th.
stay.
Just
Well,
misses
I
out on
think.
top 18. And it's not a good qualifying position, but at least he's shown he can improve somewhat. Burns is, unfortunately for him, right behind Skillen, the man he impeded last time out.
Yeah.
But in any case, this time I don't think there'll be any impediment. Also, thing to note, his Pernian has stayed in the pits, so he'll be going out for a later run. As now Farina, the most recent race winner, he did not improve 6 tenths down that lap. Curtis, though, he did improve, got into the unlucky P13. Quintino couldn't improve as Hamid starts a lap. He's currently in last place and the only driver outside the P7
Tomaselli.
mark. Yeah, Tomaselli is up next. He goes
P9.
P9. Didn't he take pole here last season, or am I mistaken? In any case, he goes P9.
Not sure.
Chobot is up next. What is he going to do? He is not going to do anything. He stays where he was. Meanwhile, the two
Your teammates.
HWAs, I almost say Darden there for a second, the two HWAs are impeding each other, and Alex Brosser's lap has been ruined by Zorbach. And I presume Zorbach's lap will be ruined as well. That's not going to be fine.
Watson doesn't. Ooh, Watson doesn't look like he's gonna improve, and he doesn't shoot. He doesn't improve.
Franz Wallinger's favorite Fusumi hasn't improved either, as Patel and Graf haven't improved either, but Sinonome, oh, last time in S3. Speaking of Benz Wallinger, he's come into the pits, as now Skillen has actually been impeding Burns.
Yeah,
Burns missed
Skillan
out on
has his
improvement
payback.
just narrowly, but Nguyen goes up to 13th. He is
15th.
definitely, yeah, 15th. Protsyuk
Protsy,
goes
good
to second
second.
place. Don't forget, this is where he took his first victory last season, so Protsyuk carrying some good form here. And it's quite funny. Nguyen right behind his closest championship rival. That is quite a sight for sore eyes for some people, I guess. But yeah, Curtis
Hamid,
and Nguyen are outside the top 10 right now. This could be a golden opportunity for everybody to close up a bit. As Hamid improves, but still in last and still outside the 2 second barrier.
wow,
It's
okay.
crazy to think that even with a 6 tenth improvement, he's still 6 tenths behind anybody else.
Yeah, about 5,
Yeah,
basically
5.
half a second.
It's still a lot,
Androli,
don't you think?
yeah, it's still a lot.
Especially considering how short this track is. As now Andrioli, he cannot improve. Zorbach and Broster, after ruining their laps, have come in at the same time. Burns still stuck behind Skill in there. Meanwhile, Gwen wasn't an improvement, not like it matters anyway. But that is the third runs done and dusted. Only one run left for most
Ooh.
people, and 2 runs left for those who decided not to go out at least once. Meanwhile, Soto is getting pitted there as he's coming in. Now he's got that problem out of the way. Of course, don't forget, guys, the GP2 signups have been extended to the 5th of April for rather obvious reasons. And yeah,
Yeah,
because the child wasn't there for a bit. In any case, here I'm
well,
Nguyen. He's being wheeled back to the garage. And let's look at the championship. Okay, he is 8 points in front of Farina. Chobot is not too far behind either. And if it stays as is, Chobot will definitely go up into third place with those 4 points for Poe. If it stays as is, of course.
yeah.
Hesperian, meanwhile, has gone out for his third run. He didn't want to waste any time. He's still got 10.5 minutes left to do his last 2 runs. Plenty of time, I'd say. And yeah, Pernian, currently in P13. Obviously, he became a race winner after taking that win in Baku. I'm sure he'll be pretty happy about that. He's been on the podium 2 other times this season. Ever since that win in Baku, he hasn't done particularly well. In Austria, he's P11,
Yeah,
in Britain, he's
PLL and
P12, and now
P12.
he's in P13.
Also, it's
I think, I definitely think it's too early to rule anybody out, especially anybody in the top 10 out. But yeah, if
yeah,
Hezbollah
it's
doesn't
quite
improve his
close actually.
results soon enough, he might not be in the championship hunt much longer. But you never know what's gonna happen. This series is known for being notoriously
Yeah.
unpredictable.
Well, Curtis has a healthy lead, but it can be cut down pretty quickly.
Yeah,
A bad race and it's done. Yeah.
in any case, while Perna has been struggling the last 2 races, his teammate has been doing a hell of a job. Well, but third in Austria and second in Silverstone. So the unaveraged trophies have had one car on the podium for the last 4 races in a row. That's an interesting stat, as Pernan has just begun his third lap. It'll be the last lap for a lot of other people who have just gone out on track. Not for Ben Svallinger, though, as he might be impeded by one of the trends, I believe that
I
was.
think he will be.
Anyway, Perignon is looking quite lonely right now. Sure, there's our Grand Prix in front of him, but too far in front to give him any sort of dirty air. And you can see by that he's
Yeah, and
gone
he goes
purple in the
fastest this
first
sector
sector.
one.
That's immense. He's got almost 4 tenths up on his personal best, and he's gone purple on Chobot by about 2 tenths. That is massive. This could very well be the pole lap by the end of this session. Let's see. Let's stick with his
That's
Spain and goes through the left and now the right, and he's looking very, very solid right now. Flicking it in to the fast turn 11 and carrying that momentum into turn 12. Very confident with his positioning on that curb.
still three
He's
tenths
purple
up.
yet again, 7 tenths up on his personal best, 3 tenths up on pole. Watch out, everybody, because Hesperian is coming to get that pole position. Only one corner stands between him and that provisional pole. What is Hesperian going to do? This lap is shaping up to be an incredible effort. And what is he going to do as he crosses the line on to complete his third run? He goes to the top, but only just. He's
Only
lost time
just,
in his
yeah, he
feet.
lost a lot of
He may
time in
have
the
gone,
last sector.
yeah, he may have been up a full second on his former personal best, but show what sector 3 was incredible.
Indeed. Wallinger can improve meanwhile. Tomaselli is on an improvement. Goes first actually by 5,000.
On his last lap as well.
Yeah,
Farina couldn't improve,
that's
unfortunately,
something.
the previous race winner. Quintino couldn't improve either, but
Nguyen
Pernian
is gonna
had
get
it
held up.
for so little. He had it for so little. Tomaselli took it away. Quite
Charlotte is not an
surprisingly.
improvement.
No, afraid not.
Yeah, if Perian doesn't battle the last
We
sector,
got
then it
yellow at
would have
turn
been
1.
pretty good. Curtis
GP4.
6th. Oh.
Oh,
Oh!
we've seen crashes like this before. It's Hamid and Quintino who have crashed.
Patel goes
That goes
5th.
into 5th. That's a great effort.
Graf. Not an improvement, yeah.
Nope, he can improve. Sutok can
Shooter can
improve
improve.
either. Zorbach, he can't improve either, as a matter
Skillen?
of fact. What about Max Skillen?
9th.
Skillen goes 9th fastest.
Cal
Carol
Burns.
Burns is improving on
19th.
some Protsiuk, but Burns has improved. Protsiuk hasn't, obviously. Otso can improve either. What about Joe
Waterson
Larson?
doesn't seem like it.
No, definitely not. Let's see across the line now. Second down.
No.
Not too
Kulasic.
low.
No.
Kovacic couldn't do anything really. And Tostinon is up next. He is in P14 right now, but he could very well change that. And he
It
doesn't.
doesn't.
Well, looks like we're gonna have to take a replay of this crash.
Oh, yeah, it's Hamid and I think it continue.
Yeah, meanwhile I'm getting yelled at for speaking too loudly, but am I speaking too loudly, guys? What do you think?
No,
We've seen
definitely
this
not.
crash. I think that was just an unlucky incident there.
Yeah, and they just, yeah.
Quintino looked a little too
Ooh!
aggressive at Nguyen.
And Nguyen also.
Did he
Quite
take
unlucky.
damage?
Ah,
Yes,
yeah.
he did take damage in that. My goodness. This is the last lap, nevertheless, so yeah, not good for him and going. He's 9 places behind Curtis. Not good at all. He's not gonna get out shot. Because sure, he doesn't have the trigger flag next to his name right now, but as soon as he goes out on track, he'll get it. It's only a matter
Yeah.
of when. And look, he's got it now. I should have said as soon as he goes into the pits rather than out on track. Because
Yeah.
the other guys got their checkered flag when they finished their flying lap. And Gwen did get it. Not immediately, though. He got it when he came in. Well, Hamid, his session is also done because because yeah, he's out of laps as well. It says
Yeah.
11 out of 12. It says 10 out of 12 there at the top left, but you need to have 9 out of 12. You can't start your last lap with 11 out of 12. You need to start with 10 out of 12. So yeah, because you need to hit 12 out of 12 when you come into the pits, otherwise the game won't let you. So yeah, Santino Androli and Benz Waldinger, the two Primas, as well as Pernian.
Yeah.
The only cars left in this session. There you have it. Hamid has got the checkered flag now.
If it should ever happen that a car actually has more than 12 laps in qualifying session, even though they're not allowed, then I will just disqualify them. But it's very unlikely that it's gonna happen. I never saw something like that, so yeah.
Well, it's never happened so far, so it'll just be a matter of. I guess it'll just be a matter of time, but it's not gonna be the case today. 3 drivers remain who could have a chance to take pole from Tomaselli away. And I'd like a check, please. Who took pole here last season? Because I'm really not sure who it was. I know Protsik won the race. I'm pretty sure he was the guy who was on pole, was he? Wallinger has just gone out. Berna is also out on track. So Androli's last lap will be unimpeded. Just under 4 minutes left in this session, and here we go, Santino Androli. He's in P10 on the grid right now. Can he do any better than that? Into turn 1 he goes. Didn't look particularly confident on the brakes there. And since he's gone a little earlier than he might have liked. But in any case, into 2, quite aggressive on entry. And Androli's car looked a little out of place on the exit. I don't think the balance is the best right now. As he completes the first sector, he is down, but only just. So don't rule him out. because he might have made a few slight
2000s.
errors in the first sector, but he's only this marginally down. If you can just keep it tidy in sectors 2 and 3, he will be able to improve just a little bit. That just a little bit can name a place or two or maybe more. Who knows really? 1/10 can mean a lot here.
Yeah.
As now, Androli flicking the car into turn 12, into turn 11, sorry, not 12. He's
He
lost
lost
a
a lot.
lot of. How did he lose 1.3 seconds in a single sector? A lot of
Wow.
people on that. That was the slowest
Okay.
sector I've ever seen. But in any case, that lap is complete write-off for Androli. I don't even know what
Yeah.
happened. Why did he slow down so much? But in any case, he's gonna complete this session, and he's gonna be start P10 or worse, depends on what his teammate does. But that's the
Yeah.
end of his session.
But
He lost the first time.
not a chance.
Pernia's first sector is woeful, 8 tenths down. We saw the onboard third lap with him, which was incredible. I guess it was too incredible for him to replicate, and I think he'll hardly be regretting that sector 3 because he lost 3 tenths on his own personal best. No, not on his own personal best, but compared to the others, lost
Yeah.
3 tenths in that sector 3, and he lost out on pole by a whole lot less than just 3 tenths of a second. He's gonna lose by half a hundredth. And
Yeah.
why are these
Another
guys
woeful
so
second
horribly
sector.
slow in sector 2? I don't get it.
Yeah, me neither.
I really don't understand. Will it be the same case for Benz Wallinger?
Track conditions,
I don't
maybe.
even know.
That worse. Or everyone's making mistakes.
This makes no sense at all. I guess he's just going slow into these corners or something.
I guess.
Well, in any case, as Pernian, he had an incredible third lap, but even that turned out not to be enough. He's gonna come home and take P2 on the grid for tomorrow's race, unless Benz Wallinger can beat him to it, and doesn't look like he is.
No.
No, he's
No.
done as well. Nobody improved at the end there, so no last minute upsets. It is Lorenzo Tomaselli, the man we called qualifying master from last season. He's back on the top spot, and yeah,
Indeed.
Tomaselli is back on pole position. Jesus Perrin, he's had an incredible lap, but even that wasn't enough. He's gonna be starting on the front row though. Adam Chobot revitalizing his season with third place. I think both Chobot and Perrin really needed that, considering how their luck has gone in the last few races.
Yeah.
Joe says Sector 2 has a dodgy corner. Well then, what shall we do with the dodgy corner? You answered that, guys. But in any case, here we have the qualifying results for and the grid for tomorrow's Hungarian Grand Prix. Is Lorenzo Tomaselli back on pole position for the first time this season, and I'm sure it feels good to be back for him. As Pernian is in second, and Adam Chobot third. Ruslan Pransuk is in P4, looking to make it to Hungaroring wins in a row. He's going to need to pass a few people to do that, though. Rahul Patel, he looks to be trying to go for a third podium in a row from P5 on the grid. Henry Watson sixth. Anchor is seventh. He could be going for a fourth podium in a row, of course, and to extend his championship lead. We'll see. Joe Warson is his teammate, joins him on the fourth row of P8. Max Gillen is in P9 with Santino Androli. In P10, Nicolas Zerbach completes the first half of the grid with P11.
Then in 12 we have Alex Broster, and then in 13 we have Dennis Graf, 14 Hento Sironome, 15 Gabriel Coutinho. In 16 we have Fang Min Nguyen. In 17 we have Josef Frederick Suter. In 18 we have Wojtek Kulesic. In 19 we have Kyle Burns. In 20th we have Bence Waldinger, the home guy. And in 21st we have Luca Farina, and running off the grid is Mohamed Osman Hamid.
Yeah, indeed. And now I just noticed the chat. There was Marko Kalovic on pole position last season. Obviously, because he's fake, he's not on the grid anymore this season.
Yeah.
But yeah, that completes this qualifying session. And the qualifying master is back where he belongs. Lorenzo Tomaselli has taken pole for the first time this season. And yeah, I think he'll be very happy with that. What did you think of this session, Danny? What did you think, everybody else in the chat? Let us know.
Quite interesting and quite unexpected to see Lorenzo back on pole, the
Yeah,
qualifying master.
indeed.
But yeah,
Ferdinand shocked everybody with that pole lap, but he
Yeah.
only held pole for 5 seconds and lost out on pole by 5 thousandths of a second. So it was quite a surprise. But in any case, well done, Tomaselli. He'll be getting those 4 points into his account. And where will that move him? He is in P18 right now. Those 4 points, I think we'll move them up just a little bit. Yeah, he's going to go up 2 places. So yeah, Tomaselli, I think it's a well-needed pole considering that he hasn't gotten any points since the first race. Can he revitalize the season now? We will see. But until then, I probably need to shut up because I'm going to get yelled at again. But in any case, that's been it from this session, guys. We'll see you again tomorrow and take care.
Yeah, good night, everyone.